Most often, many people think a free quote is super simple. Someone comes out, takes a look at things, gives you a price, and leaves. But let me ask you this. What if that's not what actually happens? I mean, from the homeowner's perspective, more than likely your perspective, it kind of looks like this. Someone shows up, they inspect the project, they explain a few options, they give a quote, and then they leave. That's the expectation. But what if I told you there is a structure to that entire interaction? What would you think? Are you currently going through the quote process or even preparing for a major home improvement project? I've put together a free homeowners awareness guide called Before You Sign. It breaks down some of the hidden dynamics that can influence decisions long before pricing is ever discussed. Not to create fear, not to attack company, just to help homeowners just like you understand the process more clearly before making major decisions. You'll find the link below. Why do some appointments last 30 minutes and others can go on for hours at a time? Why do some conversations even feel casual while others feel more intense? Do you think that's random, or do you think that might be by design? Here's where things are going to start to become a little more clearer. A free quote isn't just about the project. It's not. It's also about understanding you as the homeowner, understanding your situation, understanding your decision process. So let me ask you again, why do they ask who lives in the home? Why do they ask how long you've lived there? Why do companies even care who's going to be present during the appointment? You think it's about the project? Or do you think that possibly, maybe, it's about something else? And if it is about something else, what role does all of that play in the outcome? Let's go a bit further. Why do some sales reps take their time, build strong rapport, keep the conversation going? What's the purpose of that? Because the longer the conversation goes, the more comfortable things feel. And when things feel comfortable, decisions are easier to make. So again, let's reframe our question. Now it becomes, at what point does the conversation shift from information to influence? Now think about this for a moment. If the structure of the appointment is designed to build trust, create comfort, guide decisions, then what happens if you don't recognize that? When does the decision actually get made? Do you think it's when you sign or earlier, when things started to make sense? And if that's indeed the case, how much control do you really have in that moment? How aware are you of what's happening? Now, let's go ahead and just take it one step further. What happens if you like the rep? What about if they seem honest? What happens if everything feels right? Do you feel like that's going to guarantee the outcome? Or does it simply just make the decision easier to accept? What happens if that feeling is what drives the decision? I mean, maybe the goal isn't get a quote and compare prices. Maybe the goal is understand the structure of the appointment itself, because once you see that, the conversation is going to feel differently. The pacing is going to feel differently. The pressure becomes visible. Now, I want you to imagine something else. Imagine going into the exact same appointment. This time, however, you know what questions matter. You're going to recognize when things shift. You understand what's actually happening. Now you're not just sitting through it. You're navigating it. If you want to break this down step by step, guys, I put something together that walks through it clearly. And we're not just focusing on what happens, but how to recognize it while you're in it. Check the link below. And before your next quote, I want you to ask yourself this. What part of this is about the project? And what part is about the process? Because understanding that could potentially save you thousands of dollars, hours, days, weeks, and months of headaches. Seriously, folks. I'm John with Behind the Quote, helping homeowners just like yourself understand the entire process before they sign. If this video has helped you see the conversation a little differently, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow along. And if you're currently navigating the quote process yourself, check out the free Before You Sign guide that's linked below. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next video.